So as a conclusion, I'd like to tell next thing. Stock market is for everyone. So you can use a stock market, but you have to find a strategy which you understand and which is good specifically for you. Market isn't a lottery. You can make your decision to buy or sell, not on emotions. You have to sell it on logical. Today I showed you how I calculate this profitability in advance. I always think about plan A when the market goes in the direction which I expect, but I always think about plan B. What do I do if the market goes down? And Yuji was asking, I'm not sure if I pronounce your name correctly because it's 2 letters only, but when you do it, you might use, if you don't have enough cash, right? So you might use certain spreads. Okay, you can put vertical spreads. And in this particular case, you don't have to have that huge capital. Okay, you would need to have only $1,000 or something like that on that particular trade. Now, if you choose certain strategies like renting shares, you can do one rent a month. You sell call, collect your premium, close the computer, and don't approach it again. Next month, you see what happens with your shares. Basically, broker will tell you, and then you buy another share, a lot of shares, and sell it again. You come to the masterclass. Some our investors, members, what they do, they come to the investment club or masterclass, and then just listen, and the next thing they just replicate what we do. They don't try to even find their own companies. Even the idea of our club meetings is to discuss the total findings. Okay, so whoever found, but some people, they do like that. I understand that some people have more time, some people have less time. Okay, now, and the good thing also, if you go into trading big world, I mean, if you go to Singapore and you go to this absolutely amazing area where all these huge buildings, financial institutions are built, because it is tax haven there, and practically all Asian money goes through Singapore and Hong Kong. And if you go there, you'll see how much money involved there. Now, for you guys, it's much easier to make money because you can trade in a certain situation when big players cannot. Warren Buffett cannot trade any company because he has too much money to put. He would move the price. For you, if you put under $10 million, it would be much easier. Okay, you wouldn't even affect the price of the stocks. Okay, when you trade in options or something like that, and there is always liquidity on the market for you. Okay, Warren Buffett probably, when he was selling the puts, it would be tough. It wasn't easy for him to do that, right? For us, it's much easier because you might sell for 100 shares, 200 shares, maybe 1,000 shares, maximum 10,000 shares, but it would be only what if we take Walgreens, 1,000 shares is 43,000, right? So for Warren Buffett, he needs to put $4 billion in one company. All right. And of course, smart approach and your patience is always rewarded. So this is the conclusion of today's event. So if you have any questions about, so it's a good time to ask. So if I miss something, okay, many comments doing have to do it for current and never run else. All right. Will I tell you about our education? Okay, so at the moment, if you want to know about our education, how it's structured, how it's done, what's the investment club, you can stay a bit longer and listen about it. Now, we called it Option Mastery, or how to make $1 million through option trading. Now, the duration is going to be 2 months. The link is globalinvestmentacademy.com. I'm going to straight away send you the link. Okay, this is the link of the website. And what you do, if you like, you go and register. Now, how it's going to be run, the training itself. Majority of the videos are recorded. Okay, so some of seminars we're going to have live. So we're going to have this interaction where you can ask questions. But even though if you have recorded sessions, we always have live sessions, always, where we can have a Q&A session. So if you watched one subject, then we have live session in maybe one kind of class or two classes where you can get all your answers. Now, also we have our own private group, Facebook group, where you can ask any questions as well. So, and when you ask these questions, you get answers from our team or personally from me. Okay, sometimes if I don't answer questions in the chat, it means that I'm going to cover it during the next module in more details, because in some cases it's very difficult to answer the question in a short sentence. It's much better to explain it in more details, maybe with slides. Okay, frequently we run it usually once a month or once a week or maybe 2 times a week, like live events, like classes, but then you get a lot of homework which you have to do at home. Now, homework involved individual, but also you work in a group with our team members, with your group which you're starting. And the reason for that is after we finish the education, this is like a small investment club you created. If you get friendly to each other, if you know each other and you're from different countries here, what you can do after that, you can keep communicating to each other, and it's much easier. For example, our group, which we have shared folders, and for example, if I find the deal, I put it in this folder and other members also see it, and when they find the deal, they put it in that folder and I also see it. It's like shared environment, very, very good one. And because you know other people, you can, like, in certain way trust them, even though I recommend always check the trades, but it saves you a lot of time, because majority of the time which you're going to spend is to find the company. As soon as you found the company, they find the trade. It's much easier if you understand how to do that. Okay, so that's how we are going to work and how it goes. Then every class, the new class is going to be recorded as well, and in the end you have access to all these recordings forever, for all your life. We can give you the link where you can download all the recordings, and then you can rewatch it next year or year after that, etc., etc., etc. Now, if you want to get access to our masterclass and private investment group club, it's an additional kind of part of the education. So it's already continuous education, because the education about the option is going to last 2 months, but the master classes and the investment club membership can be continued for forever. Okay, for as long as you want. And VIP clients as well, it's for those students who have big portfolios, $100,000 and more, and they would like to have personal sessions with me where you can look at your specific portfolio, how you do that, and especially if you already done something there, so we can kind of create nice strategies for them. And usually kind of like we do it once a month or something like that, you know. It's continuous after education as well. So what will you receive? Now, first of all, we start from option basic. We go what the option is, what the assets classes we can use options for, etc., etc., etc. So if you don't know anything about options, absolutely zero, right? So you will learn it. If you already trade options on certain security, you still learn a lot. Okay, because we go in very, very deep details, and then we're going to increase it. So first, basic option strategy, then already combination of option strategies and shares, and then option spreads, and then trading strategies for growing, falling market, neutral market, etc., etc. Okay, and you can practice it. For example, very often I'm invited, not very often, but I mean a couple times a year, I am invited to Australian Technical Analysis Association. They invite me to speak about options and fundamental analysis and psychology. And the thing is here that I have this is a president of this association, and he's a broker. He has his brokerage company and he has a few clients, and he uses only one strategy. He worked about 20 years in a bank, and after that he left. He established his own brokerage company, and he's doing only one, selling covered calls. So BR strategy, which I showed you, the first one. That's the only strategy he uses. And because he has a license only to for brokerage services in Australia, he uses Australian market. Now, I'll tell you straight away, Australian market gives you lower profitability, but you can do that. The strategy which you're going to learn, it's useful for both markets, Australian, like for every market, Australian or American. Even though I prefer American market because there is much more liquidity there. Okay, probably Rick can as well tell about it because probably has experience with both markets. Now, this guy, this man, that's his income. Okay, 16.4% within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. And when he was showing this, the guy was sitting beside me, and he was telling me, "Oh, it's my portfolio. It's my explanation." So he was showing the real case. And the person whose case it was sitting just beside me. And 16% in 4 months for Australia, it's a fantastic return. In America, right now, during this year, you can make like triple of that money, 4 times of that money because of huge volatility, higher premium, and higher movement. Okay, this is kind of like that. So even though you learn all these 20 strategies, you can use after that only one strategy. Okay. Now, then we're going to go, I'm going to explain you a screener. I'm giving you a screener, how to find, and certain parameters, how to find undervalued companies, good quality companies. And also it's for growing market, for growing strategies, for bullish. And also I show you how to do the screener when you're finding companies in order to short them. I mean, to make money on a drop when the market is going to collapse. Right? We are not going to go in the very deep detail of fundamental analysis because it's another 2 months of explaining how to balance sheet works, profit and loss statement works, etc., etc., etc. If you want later, I might explain you as well. But during that, I'll give you a specific, very quick how you can use free screeners on the market and find what you're looking for. Okay, this would be fundamental analysis. By the way, some people, they just trade stocks, even though they go through education, they just buy stocks. For example, this screenshot, the guy bought New Skin when the price was $32, Yandex when the price was $12, and he sent me this screenshot in 2 months. Unrealized profit $3,000. The value is 11,800, so it means he put money when it was about $8,000, so 36%, 37% within 2 months, just buying shares. Okay, because if you know how to evaluate the shares, buy undervalued and sell them, so you can use this strategy as well. Okay, now that's why a fundamental part is going to be a part of our education. Technical analysis also is very important. I'm going to show you several platforms, technical platforms, which you can use for free. Okay, because in majority of cases, when you find a certain technical analysis platform, in 2 months' time, they will ask you to pay and you cannot use it again. Now, I will show you a couple of them, which you can use for free, but not only that, I'm going to give you my personal settings. So you're going to see when I'm placing my trades. It means that if I will explain how I identify the trades using indicators, etc., and I'm give you the file, and you will insert this file on that platform, and after that you will be trading in exactly the same manner. So if I'm talking about one company and I'm telling that now I'm looking for entry point, when I see this entry point, I enter this position. So, and you open your technical analysis platform, you know when I'm going to enter, because I will explain you during the program how am I going to do that. Okay, so this is key. I remember I was in London, and one guy, he was selling a program for 5,000 British pounds. And then after this, he offered his settings for 1,000 pounds. And there was a queue there. People wanted to get these settings, because settings, whoever uses technical analysis, they understand how important they are, because it's like tuning for certain strategies. For certain strategies, you have to have certain tuning in order to understand when to buy and when to sell. You can see some people use technical analysis more details. That's why they have only 8 days, 6 days, 5 days, 8 days. So when you see majority of trades, they have 2 entry. One is buying, one is selling. Okay, so they do trade. They don't wait until expiration. And in some cases, even more, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. So several times, 8 days, but look how many trades. Okay, so it's more active. These guys, they use technical analysis to do that. Okay, that's how they use it. So they buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. So you understand that. And in this case, you can have this type of profitability if you do that. Okay. Now, also, you're going to get a free access to virtual trading account, and it's very, very good. The main reason for virtual trading, and I always recommend to start from paper money, because you're not afraid to do any mistakes, and then you can trade it properly. And when you already see your results, proper results, then you can put your real money on a trading account. You don't have to risk your own personal money unless you're confident that you already can make money. When people tell me that the stock market is risky, and I tell you, you know what, I think that stock market is less riskiest place, because if you start from education first, then you start practicing on simulator with the knowledge you received, and then you see results, you're not risking anything. If you decided to open the business is much risky, because even to open the company is $2,000. Okay, then you have to rent the premises office. It would be $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Then you have to hire the staff, you have to hire the accountant, you have to hire like a lot of things. So it's already like the running cost of that business up to like $10,000 a month. And then you don't know if you're going to sell a product or you don't sell a product. So it's much risky. I believe that in some cases, businesses are much more risky than trading securities. Okay, and you can always exit in this if something doesn't work for you. Okay, so this is way. So for instance, I have this guy, George. He's a musician, and he visited one of the events like that, and then he moved to United States. And he was in Chicago. He was playing in some concert hall there for nearly a year. And then I've got this email from him. So he put $250,000 on his simulator now on virtual account. And the reason why he put 250,000, I remember he asked me, Igor, how much money should I open the virtual account with? And I told him the best thing to do is to open it with the same amount of money as you're planning to put in the future. So if you're going to trade $1 million, put $1 million. If you're going to trade 500,000, put 500,000. Yes, if only $10,000, put $10,000 and start using it. You kind of get used to this amount. So he put $250,000, and then within my account value currently is 401, making about 60% return on investment within 9 months. So he showed me, I think I'm finally time to set my trading account, real account. So for 9 months, he was trading paper money. Guys, is it a good result? So if you had this good result on a paper money, it's most likely you're going to have exactly the same amount in that. And so I hope very well, and certainly having a great time and making good progress in America. I hope you're here soon. And this person doesn't have any financial education, doesn't have any business education. He's a musician. His life is all about music and still making this money. I'm not sure, guys, can you put, what do you do in your life? What's your professions? I'm just curious. So if you can put here, for me, it's interesting as well. Now, also, we're going to show you one of the brokers which we use. We use interactive brokers. You can go directly to there. The reason why we like that particular broker, because he allows us to trade 32 markets. You can trade the European market, American market, Australian market, Asian market. So quite a lot of countries, a lot of exchanges. Fantastic company. You can put money there in US dollars, you can put money in Australian dollars, you can put money in euros, you can put money in different currencies as well, and then convert it at the inter-exchange rate. I used to use American broker, just American broker, and every time I was changing money in Australian bank or Irish bank, they would like robbed me. I mean, the exchange rate in retail banking, it's completely insane. When you go and exchange monies now, for example, if I transfer rubles from Russia or Australian dollars from Australia, I just get there and I change it inter banking exchange rate at the same rate which banks using to buy currency. Guys, isn't it fantastic? Even when I travel, I have now different currencies. So if I have different bank accounts in different countries. So the way I do, if I travel and I need euros, I just convert to euros in an interchange banking and I put in my euro account and I travel and use my European card. Okay, so if I travel to Russia, I do it in rubles. If I stay in Australia, I basically convert it to Australian dollars and then withdraw it. It saves a lot of money to do that. Okay, do you teach now how to create trading plan? Yes, of course, Mladen. That's what we're all going to do during the trading. We have at the end, you will have a checklist, step-by-step checklist, how to identify different strategies. Okay, man, a business owner looking for work currently, used to be an accountant. Oh, for you, UG, it would be very easy to understand all these kind of applications. Okay, fantastic. And by the way, this broker, which we currently use, it's not that easy to open an account with. They're asking a lot of questions and they're looking for experience. In order to learn how to answer those questions, we actually had to fail a couple applications, and then we learned that we know how to answer. So we created a step-by-step guide how to open this platform with them, that they don't refuse you. Okay, in this particular case. Now, and in additional, during the whole training, we'll be going and talking about psychology a lot. And I will be, because I will be communicating with you as well, so most likely I can probably give certain feedback, which strategy is going to be most useful for you, okay, suitable for your personal personality, but also you will probably understand as well. So because in the very beginning, first our class, it would be all about psychology, about planning, etc., trades, and you will learn a lot about yourself as well. Now, and also we go how to manage your portfolio. It's very important that you don't put all trades into risky ones, and also how to analyze your performance and what kind of outcomes, what you have to take from those outcomes, okay, how to learn not to make mistakes in the future. This is our group. That's what we travel with traders on the yacht in Turkey. These traders, they live all over the world. We came there to meet just for holidays. I love traveling. For the last 2 years before pandemic, I've been away probably 4.5 months every year from Australia, but also I traveled quite a lot in Australia. And I love doing it right now as well. So I travel within Australia. At the moment, we're kind of stuck within New South Wales, but still, I love Hunter Valley. I just came from ballooning, and we went to mountain, like camping, all this kind of stuff. I bought my motorbike because of this pandemic. Now we're riding my motorbike, enjoy it. And we're meeting with our group. So, for example, these guys, this is our like elite club. Which we like build from VIP members and VIP members, and we meet together. So it's last night we were sitting in my place, and we have a huge TV here, and it's limited to 12 members only, and we like having snack, some people having wine, and we discussing the strategy so that everyone could come home last night and we could put trades. So that's how. Is the all training? Yes, all training is done via webinars. It's much more convenient. I've used to run live events, and the reason why I don't run live events, I mean live where we meet face by face, very simple. Because first of all, everyone goes with their own speed. Some people, they catch up much quicker. Some people have to have more time in order to digest information, right? When we go to the live events, it means that I have to go with the speed of a slowest person. It means that I won't be able to give the whole information which is required during that time, because we usually run. Also, if we run live events, usually it's run like all day, like maybe weekend, Saturday and Sunday. in order to allocate. And believe me, like I've done today, what, 2 hours, right, with us. You see how much information, and it's just a tiny amount of information. Can you imagine if I keep talking like that for another 8 hours? Would it be easy to understand, like, I mean, to digest all of that? So that's why we broke it on the weekly webinars, where you get one webinar and then you have a week to digest it. So you can rewind it again and again. So if somebody is with a faster pace of learning, they can watch it only once, but another person might watch it 2 times or maybe even 3 times, and they have this time to do that, right? And then they do the homework, do the home tasks, and then next module they already prepared and they can ask the questions. And also, it's very simple. We have memory. I mean, we're all humans. Sometimes we forget stuff. And if initially I'm going to explain you 20 strategies, you're not going to use 20 strategies in the very beginning. You might use only 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe 5. But then initially you will build it up with years. And it's always good to go back and find the recordings and watch it again. So this is a very important part. Okay, so something like that. Now about club membership. So what club membership includes? Club membership includes, first of all, online masterclasses. Every month, myself and my team of analysts, we prepare an industry and we analyze that industry, and also we find 1 or 2 companies within that industry which we like. Okay, usually we'll watch for long-term kind of growth, and we identify different strategy for long-term investors, because we have long-term investors in our group. We also have traders, so that's why we also show the option trades. But knowing and understanding the structure of that, you can place any trade you like after that yourself, because you know education, you kind of done your education, you understand the company, and then you know that this is the strategy suitable for that. Now, and also we do monthly meetings, but as I said, monthly meetings, they are at the moment reserved only for VIP packages, for people who've done the who goes through VIP, because it's just a limited place in my apartment. And that's what we do. But maybe in the future, we open it to gold members as well, like personal meetings. But at the moment, it will be online in any way. So we have certain restrictions. And as you can see, we have people from different parts of the world as well. Now, but then we have retreats. Sometimes we have different common just visits, barbecues and things like that, where you meet your fellow investors and you talk about trading, but also you talk about different stuff. Okay, if you miss 1 week, is the opportunity to make up with you? Of course, William. It's just as I said, every session is going to be recorded, every session. For example, we run the session in the evening. We can decide, usually we run our classes about 6 o'clock or maybe even 7 o'clock in the evening. And then it's recorded. So next day, it's already, you will get a private membership like room where you can get access, and you will see all recordings there. So if you miss 1 day, no problem. Next day, you already can watch it.